Yo, what's up, guys? We have an awesome full body strength workout for you today. One or two new movements for you, probably. A challenge as always. So follow the instructions that we're about to give you. Stick to your form and get the most out of every movement. We promise you it's worth it keeping up training during this time, staying positive. Enjoy, guys. Okay, guys, so our first strength pairing is an upper-lower pairing. We're going to start with a Bulgarian split squat and then do a pike push-up. For the Bulgarian split squat, you're going to need to elevate your back foot. So Maureen's using a chair here. We would recommend for most people a little bit lower than this chair. For taller guys, the chair will be good. What you want to do is set up with your foot right near the edge, okay? And you're going to bring your foot forward so that when you go down, your knee comes forward but not over your toes too much. So Maureen's going to drop down into a single leg squat, okay, and then up. What I do want to show you is we don't want her knee caving in like that. You want to keep the middle of the knee, if I draw a line straight down, in line with the middle toe. Okay, also very important that you don't tilt your pelvis like this. You slightly engage your lower abs. So if we look from the side, Maureen will show you. So Maureen, let's tilt the wrong way. And then she wants to slightly engage these abs, get tall, so let's correct. Okay, so the pelvis is neutral, dropping down. If you look, her knees coming maybe a tiny bit in front of the toe is fine, but not more than that. Then the other thing we want to think about during this movement, guys, is sitting back into that hip, okay? Not coming forward onto the knee, sitting back into the working hip. Perfect. The next movement is a pike push-up. Probably the first time you're going to try this, guys. It's very different. So we're going to show you the easiest variation up to the hardest. So the easiest variation, Maureen's going to get into this sort of tabletop position. She's going to push her hips up into the air, but her knees are slightly bent. From here, she's going to go into like a shoulder press motion. So you're not dropping down like this. You're dropping into a shoulder press motion, slow and controlled down, extending all the way up till your elbows lock out completely. Okay, to progress this movement, Maureen's going to go up onto the chair, but onto her knees, not onto her feet. Okay, from this position, it's just a little bit more of a vertical angle, so obviously a little bit harder. Okay, and then the final progression is on the chair onto your feet. So this is almost like a handstand push-up. Keep this chair still for her. You can do it on your couch. It's a bit slippery on this turf. Guys, if you are able to do handstand push-ups on the wall, that is even a further progression which you can do. But make sure you should be able to do the amount of reps that's in your workout card. So guys, refer to the workout sheet for your sets and reps for this. And do the movements according to the tempo. Slow and controlled is always better. Okay, guys, next up we've got a triplet of strength movements, 3 in a row, circuit style, no rest between them. So the first movement is a single leg deadlift. We want to mimic the normal barbell deadlift pattern. So often when people train a single leg deadlift, they do the Romanian deadlift. So that's hips a bit higher. We want to mimic the full deadlift pattern on this specific movement. Okay, so we're going to first show you the regress version, holding onto a chair for a bit of balance, so you can get used to the movement your first set with this, or stick with it if you're struggling to balance. So what Maureen's going to do is drop down into a full deadlift. Her weight is predominantly on her heel towards the back of her foot. Her back knee slowly lowers and drops and touches just behind her front foot ankle. Okay, so she's getting into, if you look from the side angle, she's getting into the full deadlift pattern. If you want to progress this movement, slow it down. Or hold some weights on the side if you have. So what we don't want to see is the knee shaking around, slow and controlled. If you look from the front, pause and up. Nice, Maureen. The next movement we have is a strict crawl. Guys, crawling, as funny as it may seem, it is a primitive pattern, but it is super, super effective in doing a lot more things than you may expect, okay? It works a contralateral gait pattern. It works your back muscles like crazy, your core muscles. You can see Maureen's been jacking up her back. Okay, but to get the most out of the crawl, guys, you've got to keep in the right position with a flat back and do it slowly in small movements, okay, with the strict crawl. So what Maureen's going to do is get into a tabletop position on all fours, nice and square, 90-degree angles over here and 90-degree angles over here, okay. I didn't do too well at trigonometry, but I know what 90 degrees is. What you're going to do is then take a small step forward with your hand and the opposite foot. So it's very important that you work in that contralateral opposite pattern, looking slightly ahead, guys. So each step is a rep, 1, 2, 3. Okay, use the space you have. We're going to do 20 to 40 reps forward and then 20 to 40 reps back. Okay, this is how backwards would look. Small, slow, controlled movements. What's key here is that your hips, swivel your hips when we show them the bad movement. You don't want to be doing this, guys, and forward. It's very easy to just crawl like this, guys. It's not effective, though. So keeping flat and engaged is what we really want to get out of this movement. You can walk, turn around, keep walking forward, or you could go 10 forward, 10 back, 10 forward, 10 back till you get to the desired reps. Try get up to 40, guys. Next movement, dead bug. Dead bug, yeah, really is called that. So you want to get into this position. This is how some bugs die, apparently. So the difference with how we want you to do this movement for us is we want you to, if you relax here, we want Maureen to slightly lift her hips off the floor. She's going to press her feet into the air, creating a little bit of a gap under her pelvis here, okay? And then you're going to relax your neck and your shoulders, completely relax them. Then we're going to slowly lower her left foot and her right arm, slowly keeping the midsection engaged. You'll feel that work, guys, and then the opposite side. At first, your cohorts might scream at you and not want to do this movement. Just practice a few times, you'll get it going, guys. Once you get it going, you will feel how much it really works, that midsection. And again, it's a contralateral, which means opposite pattern, which is very important to functional movement. Okay, this can even help improve your running. It's as crazy as it seems. Okay, so keep going, Maureen. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so those are the 3 in this little circuit. Stick to the rep ranges, push yourself, stick to the rest and the tempo. Okay, guys, so we've got something different to end off today's session with. It's challenging, it's simple, and all it requires is a wall. Okay, so Maureen's going to set up against the wall. The thing you need to watch here is that you're going to drop into a squat, so that your hips are in line with your knees. So a straight line here. Your femur is in a straight line, and you've got a 90-degree angle. So your heel needs to be directly beneath your knee joint, okay? Very important to get into that position. We call this a torture chamber. Head back against the wall. Do not put your hands on your thighs. Don't rest them there, on the side. What you're going to do, guys, is go as long as you can. Time this. See how long you can last for against the wall in this position. It starts burning a bit. It starts getting a bit challenging. Once you do this, and, not for Maureen, General Zena. So once you've done your first interval of max time on this, rest for exactly 60 seconds. Then you're going to set up again in the same position, do a second round of as long as you can handle, rest 60 seconds again, and then do a final third round as long as you can handle. Obviously, each round it's going to get a little bit shorter, or actually a lot shorter. You will feel this when you start finishing off the first attempt against the wall, guys. It's spicy. So let us know how that goes all today, all the circuits and this little torture chamber challenge. See how long you can last, guys.